smiles when you sing. What do we do now?
All right, here we go.
Thank you.
Song. You will just be cheery all day long. Whenever you're trying your troubles and your games. Seem to be all day. Now hit it! Smile! And the world smiles when you sing. Great job, Rotary. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ray. Stay with us. You're going to do our invocation and introduce guests and visitors. You can do it in your order.
I'll do this first. Today we have visiting Rotarians. Wade Caldwell. My guy Wade. Hey, welcome, Wade.
Thank you.
Rotarians with guests. Rotarian Chuck.
Yeah. Today, my guest is Jeff Edwards, supposed to be Harrison's guest, but Harrison didn't want to pay for his lunch. Jeff is the Dean of the College of Agriculture, Food and Life Sciences, Fayetteville College at the university. Please make him feel welcome.
Now it's time for invocation, and they've asked me to do same. So please pray with me as I pray in my faith tradition. Pray in yours. Most loving Heavenly Father, thank you for being with us today at the Rotary meeting in Fayetteville. Your humble servant Ray here, Father. Please be with us. Please bless us all. Please help us to do the right thing when it comes to this Rotary Assembly meeting today, where we volunteer for things for the betterment of our community. Thank you for all your many blessings, Father, and thank you for the food before us. In your Son's holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
So now, those are my.
Do that.
Just a quick reminder to consider becoming a Paul Harris Fellow. We're going to talk more about that in just a little bit. Buck cups and let's see here. Are you bringing me a new computer?
Yeah, let's see if it's.
Go ahead, jump in there. We're going to take a little break.
Do you have to pay for this one to be on the laptop?
It's on the cloud.
Okay, cool.
Pop that out.
Sorry about that.
No, I should have given you a chance to do that.
Well, I guess that's the house control, so if it's. You have it's our stuff.
Oh, you didn't go in at all.
Wasted. Push over the ground, buddy.
Projector is dark across the room. So I rebooted mine.
Can I try you?
Yeah.
Because now we know it's how to projector thing.
I have their.
Where are my display? There's my display settings. Duplicate. There it is. That was it. Yay, all right. Okay, I'm back. All right. Sorry for the technical problems. It's my job to make sure we don't have those. So that's usually when it happens the most. As your president this year, I'm humbled to get to serve you, and there are three things that are my top priorities for this year. But these are things that when I came to this club 5 years ago, these were the things that I imagined this club would be doing. And what this is, these are the things that Emily and past presidents have already set into motion, and our board, and we've done so much. And it's my objective to continue with membership development, to regrow this club back to what it was before and beyond, to do more with service projects. And we'll talk more about the committee on that, because our motto being service above self would indicate that we're doing things. We're performing service projects. So we'll talk about increasing what we're doing in our community and the frequency and what exactly we'll be doing. And the last thing, Paul Harris Fellows. We're so close. So it would be a reasonable goal to reach 100% Paul Harris Fellows in this club. So we'll talk more about all of these things, but at this time, I'm going to hand the mic over to Harrison, and he has some slides to share with us and some things to talk about. The big one.
Y'all can't hurt me. All right, so, yeah. I have a bulletproof soul. Bounces off. All right, so I'm actually gonna cover kind of a high level here. And I want to go as quickly. I told David I try to keep it at about 10 minutes or less. 7 or 8 slides. We got it. And so it's going to be a quick overview of 3 main areas. Club finance overview update, a new initiative when David mentioned how with the last year, we've got a lot of things in line. This is something that we're starting this year, I'll tell you about. And then quickly a membership category update. One of the main things to take away, particularly when it comes to club finances, just reach out. If you have questions about how it works in any aspect whatsoever, it's a very high priority for me that everybody feels comfortable asking. In case you don't know, I'm the treasurer, and we did a lot of reorganization and straightening out on our budget and our finances last Rotary year. But if you're curious about how anything works from start to finish, don't feel uncomfortable asking me. If you want to sit down and I can pull up DAC-DB and walk you through our budget for this year and what it looks like item by item and how we got there, it's fair game. So don't feel like there's a distance or anything at all that you can't ask me about. And if you ask me something I don't know, I will find out and I'll get back to you. All right, so that's a major takeaway. I imagine y'all can't read that from out there because I'm having a little trouble from up here. So at a very big picture, when we talk about finances, a lot of people may not know, this is how we're structured. You and I are members of the Rotary Club of Fayetteville. The Rotary Club of Fayetteville is a member of Rotary International. So that when you get invoices and the like for dues and et cetera, most of that's just in and out money. Comes into the club, we turn right around twice a year. We're invoiced by the District 6110 and Rotary International, and we just pay out. So it's not money that typically, for all practical purposes, stays in the club. most people would know, but some don't. Our Rotary year is July 1st through June 30th. So every year, that's why we have the transitions we have. We're in our 2025, 2026 year. And during this Rotary year, we're going to turn 105 years old on March the 1st. Other big picture deal, auto pay. Several of y'all are doing that, and that's another takeaway. You can now pay online, you know, when you receive an invoice, but you can set it up for auto pay as well, both for the club foundation or club budget as well as our foundation. And I'll circle back to that in a moment. But if you're interested and you want to do it, for each person, I think I can get it done in like 2 to 3 minutes. If you want to do by ACH, I just need your routing number, or you can sit at my computer and type it in, and a bank account. Not hard to do. And numerous people have done that. So I just mentioned that. All right. So in our club, we really had that, but they need it online. All right. Then if it helps online, we're going to do it. I'd hate for Kenton not to hear about this fun, you know, interesting finance stuff. I wish I had a tooth joke in my pocket right now. So the simple thing to remember, we have 2 budgets in this club. We have our club operating budget. We have our club foundation. They're 2 separate entities. They're 2 separate legal entities. Same individuals are on the board for each. But our club operating budget is how we pay for our administration of the club. So meals, post office box, fees to DAC-DB, things of that nature. The club foundation is our charitable side. And this year is a landmark year. The foundation's been in place since I think 2009. This will be the first year that we truly have it with a purpose, like an actual function. Our board, for the first time, we created a proposed budget in June. We approved that in July. I'll walk through some of the primary items that are in that. And this year, in terms of our finances, one thing that will be different than every previous year, all charitable activities will come out of the foundation. And it's really just dues that'll go into the operating budget. In years past, at times, even though it's allowable, but we would do sometimes like payments for buck cups to our nonprofits, for example. That came out of the operating budget. And sometimes even some of the donations, like buck cups, went into that. Again, that we've already started this, so it's just continuing. All things that are like charitable, they're going into the foundation. They're not going to the club operating budget. And so last year, landmark year, and we have a lot that it set us up for this year. All right, so first I want to talk about our club operating budget. So a lot of people ask me, where do we bank? So we bank at the Bank of Fayetteville and Legacy Bank, but most of our stuff is at the Bank of Fayetteville. And this is on the club operating budget side. This is what it looks like. We have what I call a reserve fund. It actually sits in a money market account. It basically makes just enough interest to pay a little bit pays off the bank fee every month, and it earns like a few dollars. It really doesn't, it doesn't lose money. We can say that. We don't touch that. One of the things that the board will be talking about in meetings to come, board meetings to come, is putting some of that in a better investment vehicle. Then we have our club checking account, and that's where all the magic happens. That's where we pay for meals like this. That's our post office box, other expenses like that. It all comes out of that account. But for the most part, it's really an in and out fund. And the simplest way to think of it, we basically payday loan to ourselves. Most of our budget is money that just comes in and out. When you get into our membership due structure, it's a little different. That's where we, in our bylaws, the exact language is active members, that category, pays for meals whether eaten or not. And that's really where, if we ever make any money, that's where we make it. And if we didn't have that, we would just replace it with some type of club fee or something to pay for these other expenses that we have. We currently have in the ballpark $43,000 to $44,000 in expenses that aren't meals, just to be clear. And I'll come back to some of that in a moment. Currently, our checking account is right under 25,000. That's basically where it kind of hovers. And again, this number will go down in the next month or so, because we'll get invoice from the district and we'll get invoice from RI and we'll pay that. But then we spend money like at the speed of a turtle. It's very slow and it builds back up. Then we'll get a census again on January 1. The district and RI will turn around and invoice us again. and we'll put out the rest of that, and it'll go back down, but then it'll build back up. And then the cycle repeats itself, July, the census, and then January, the census. All right, so big picture, club budget overview, our projected income. I put income in quotation marks because it's not truly income. It's more like incoming with some income, because most of it that comes in just goes right back out. Our projected expenses will be between 101,000 and 110,000. That's based on our expenses out of 2023, 2024, 2024, and 2025. The reason I put a range is that we pay for this meeting space, but we're in process of a discussion of a partnership with the library between the Rotary Club, where they would actually waive potentially the fee for us meeting here as part of that partnership. And so if to the extent that that stays, it'll be closer to 110. If we don't pay for all that, it'll be closer to 100,000. We have some other expense areas that we could cut back, but we've done the big needle stuff. The rest of it is sandpaper. We can cut back here and there, but we won't get big needle moving changes. And so you could plan on our expenses basically being about 100,000 a year. This is switching. So that was the club operating budget. This is the club foundation. And so it's actually sits between two banks, Bank of Fayetteville and Legacy Bank. Legacy Bank holds a CD, certificate of deposit, and I'll circle back to that in a moment. We have cash on hand as of this morning, $34,492.09. And then a certificate of deposit. Back in December of 2023, we deposited $150,000 into a CD. Interest rates were actually pretty darn good at that point for a CD. They were between 5% and 6%. It went through December of 2024. We renewed it. It will expire on December 5th, 2025. But when we get to December of this year, it'll be at about $165,000. And so the board will have some strategic, analysis and discussion to make. And you guys feel free to chime in on as we go through those deliberations. But that's our club foundation. Again, I'm giving you a real high level component here. All right, a change with our club foundation. The board approved, and if anybody wants to come up with a better name, like better than recurring giving initiative, like something theme like, I think that would be appropriate. I haven't gone as far as to go into AI, Chat GPT, and saying, what's a good name? But if somebody thinks of one, send it on down the chain. So two big words here, voluntary. So there is no requirement of giving to the foundation. It is not mandatory. This is all voluntary, and it's incentive based. And it is recurring. So it deals with recurring online payments. And for any member who sets it up to the foundation of a minimum of $10 a month to the club foundation, each quarter we'll do a drawing, similar to what we've done with the birthdays from time to time. The difference being when a Rotarian's name is drawn, they get to select a Fayetteville nonprofit, and the foundation will give $1,000 in that person's name. And so I think we've got 2 or 3 people currently set up in doing recurring. There's one. So let's circle back. But yeah, I can sit down with you.
We just have to check. You have to send it to you on email, right?
You can, and I don't have my laptop with me today. I got it out in the truck. No, I do have it out in the truck. But it is easy to do. The only hang up with doing recurring payment on your end is if your computer has a pop-up blocker when you're trying to set up the recurring payment. But the process itself is super simple. But because my laptop, I was able to figure out the pop-up blocker. That was the issue. I've removed it. For most of you, and for most people, it's been on the operating budget side when we've reached out. I've just said, if you want to do ACH, just let me know your bank account number and your routing number. Tell it to me over the phone. It's impossible for me to remember it, and it's done. Like it usually takes 1 or 2 minutes.
So, is there a way that we can do it without talking to you? If there's not a, there is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And some months ago, I sent out like an attachment. One of the, there's so many emails. I can resend it. but I gave a little step by step. And there's folks like Larry and some others that their pop-up blocker was stopping it. So I've just told people, I can resend it, or you want to sit down, we'll just knock it out right now. And so far, everybody said, we'll just knock it out right now and get it over with. So, but I'll be more than happy. So let's think of a battle plan here. I will bring my laptop with me in the future. And in the meantime, call me or email me. I'll just remember you, Diane, and I'll send it to you. Yeah. Women typically don't want to talk to me, just FYI. It just happened. Somebody had a question?
Can we use that?
So Tim's question is, can you use the Ignite app? You can definitely do it. I think you can actually, because the app is just DACDB through an app. Like, so when you go into DACDB and it looks like something from 1971, the app is like a modernized version of DACDB basically. So I suspect that you can. I know you can make payments like one by one. I suspect you can set it up as recurring, both between the foundation and the operating budget. An adjunct to this, so this recurring giving, that $10 would just go to support the foundation. And I'll show you the types of things that we're supporting this year. But if you want to give specifically to one item in our budget, we can set that up to where that can you could give straight to that.
Harrison.
Hey.
Some people might be a little bit confused on this.
Yeah.
He's talking about the club foundation.
Not the road.
Not
Yeah.
the Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation, many of us already have auto pay through that, which is done through My Rotary on the RI Rotary Foundation. So this is for our club foundation.
Yeah, and I meant to, I had a note in there somewhere. I probably thought it, didn't write it. But that's an excellent point. Club budget, club foundation, then there's the Rotary International Foundation. And frankly, that's one of the reasons that the minimum amount was set at $10. We didn't want to create something that competed with people's giving to the RI Foundation. So, all right. So I think y'all got that part, and somebody come up with a better name than Recurring Giving Initiative. But this is the type of thing that will allow us to grow our foundation over time. The website that Tim is working on, when he talks about he needs pictures of people in action, he's putting so much effort into, and it looks terrific so far, by the way. But that will have a Rotary Wall of Honor on it that will show, like, honor people's levels of giving over time in the club. All right. Now, but everything that you've been doing, if you want to keep doing it, if you want to keep doing change cups, that's not a problem. Major difference is, like, if you want to itemize on your taxes and stuff, I can't trace cash backwards, but checks and everything going to the system, that's traceable, and we can get you a tax letter and all that. So that's new. I covered it pretty fast. I think it's kind of simple. Are there any other questions about it? Oh, hell, we got two of them.
You mentioned a budget for our club, an operating budget.
Yes.
That's with the current level of membership. Say we double our membership, does that go up?
Yeah, now, yeah, if that's so I want to switch to membership stuff on my next slide. But yeah, if we have more members, but remember, where it will go up is in the active member category, meals whether eaten or not. And you have a higher quantity of people who don't come to every meeting. So that's money that goes into the club account. That's where your money would be. The rest of it would just remain in and out. Like if you had 200 members paying the dues, then it's just gonna come to us, and then we just punt it right up to the man. District 6110 and RI. Yep. But there is a function if we gain, and I thought that might be where you're headed, like when you gain more members, the math changes to where you could start looking at even like you could potentially reduce dues or club fees, etc. All right.
Harrison, when you're talking about Paul Harris Fellow memberships, that is really international, right? That's not the club foundation.
It does come through RI. However, we do have Bob McConnell is much more articulate. That's how that there is a program we have where through our club foundation and giving 500. So people that sponsored the pickleball tournament, you can match your Paul Harris Fellow points. That's how we jumped to 80-something% Paul Harris Fellows. Bob Knockman and Bob McConnell deserve all the credit for that. and did a tremendous job with it. And so we'll be doing that type of thing again this year with our pickleball tournament. And so it's really, you're technically, yes, Paul Harris Fellows are an RI thing, but there is a way that we can leverage our internal operation to get there with the Paul Harris Fellow points.
You answered it.
Yeah, see. Any other questions on that? All right. So again, I know that's hard to read there. So Club Foundation, a new frontier for our 104-year-old Rotary Club. Isn't that crazy to think? 104 years, over a century. So the last Rotary year, the board approved establishing 2 scholarships, one in the name of Louis Epley, another in the name of Roy Rome. Then, under President Emily, we created a committee that Chatty Platt was chair of. And basically what we said as a board, we're gonna just set aside some funds to fund it for the foreseeable years. You guys sit down and come up with requirements, what it takes to apply for the scholarship, how this is gonna work. At our next board meeting, that recommendation will come up and we'll consider and approve, disapprove, et cetera, and all that kind of thing. But Jack Butt, Chatty Platt, I'm ashamed to say I can't recall. Mary Alice, thank you.
I think that's it.
Thank you, okay. And so did a tremendous job of coming and re-envisioning this. So that's one area that we've designated funds in our foundation to support. So that like this would be a great example. If someone is interested in donating only to help with that fund, we can get that taken care of. If you just like would want to just generically participate through the recurring giving, it all will just go to the foundation to support our general activities, including this. I know that one of the proposals or part of the proposal, they do want to explore endowing these at some point, over in the years ahead. We do the Dale Killian 4-H Award, 4-H Youth Award. I now can see I accidentally left off the Fred Vorsinger Service Above Self Youth Award. That's also something the foundation is supporting. Kim Smith isn't here today, but this year we went ahead and put American Legion Boys and Girls State in the budget. That's something we end up doing every year, but it's like a bee sting. Shows up at the end of the year and it's like, oh goodness, we didn't really think ahead. We had that in there this time. Fayetteville Public Library project / partnership with 2 asterisks next to that. So this effort I mentioned earlier, conversation with the library, partnership, it would include, maybe us providing some funds out of the foundation, not out of our operating budget, as part of the partnership and working with them so that we don't have it as an expense on our administrative side. It would be something that could come out of the foundation. Then Medical Supplies Network, I think I saw, so we got it. We got that in there this year. Still do the monthly support of Buck Cups, but this year what we've done, we budgeted $500 a month. And so when people give, either through cash in the cups or and they get into the recurring, it's just offsetting what we budgeted for there. An international project, Dr. Ball has been a primary person on the one we've had going. We budgeted for that. And then the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Arcoma, and those funds actually came out of our pickleball tournament this last time. That was part of our partnership with them. And I think the way we approach it is we'll just use those funds to pay for monthly meals at Ronald McDonald House versus a one-time check to them. Anticipated foundation revenue is approximately $30,000. Again, that's counting our typical sponsorships for the pickleball tournament. There is a conversation about adding in a fundraiser, and that fundraiser possibly being linked to the scholarship funding. That is underway. That's and still working its way through like committee level and then eventually to the board. So that revenue could actually be a little bit higher. And then expenses of approximately $28,000. So those items that I listed out will total up to about $28,000 out of the foundation. All right, final area. I have a feeling I've hit my 10 minutes. So Rotary International, this is the simplest way. Rotary International recognizes 2 categories of membership, active and honorary. That's important to remember because it gets a little confusing because of the nomenclature we use internally. We have an active member category that's called active. But unless you're an honorary member, you're an active member in the eyes of RI. It's just each active category is a different membership category. And traditionally, we've really had active, R85, which is age plus time in the club. It gets you could elect to be R85. And we've had leave of absence, which is kind of a hardship category. We have had corporate, we just don't use it. And that's one of the changes that we've made. But another important change, we've added in a spousal category. So many of you saw my wife, Susan, here. It's a category that an active member can sponsor their spouse. They come in at a lower dues rate and they pay for meals when they come. If you're interested, see me, more than happy to talk about it. I think Dave is, you're gonna sponsor Katie into the club, I believe. And so this is a way that we can help increase numbers in the club pretty quickly as part of our membership development. The corporate category is basically the same as active, except if a business entity, you know, when they pay and they can have a primary representative, that's who would be in our DAC-DB system for census purposes. But then they can have their other designees within the company attend in that person's place. Now, if two of them came or more, they get charged that additional amount. It's only good for one at a time. So for those of you, if you're interested in being corporate instead of, you know, personal on your business page, you know, we'll be doing on our social media and stuff, highlighting that. So there could be some advantages. Financially, it's the same thing. And finally, it's not formed, it's under discussion, but the potential for a category for satellite, satellite club discussions have been underway. All right.
You segue yourself.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hand the mic over to Larry.
Let's see, I did it for spouse.
Say,
Spouse, the,
300, set for a year, 75, of course. Same dues as everybody pays the same dues when we break it down. What you want?
Yeah.
Take it.
I've got just a 20-minute report here. Very, very quickly. For the last year or so, there's been a lot of work put in and thinking about us starting a satellite club. I mean, my biorhythms are set up to come here Thursday at noon, and eat lunch and fellowship with you guys. And that's the way it's been for many, many years. But there's a lot of people who aren't able to come at that particular time. And we as a club, to extend our membership, really need to have an alternative option for those people who can't make our current schedule. So anyway, long story short, there is a group of people here made up of former Rotarians, and some that are not Rotarians, and they have a group club that's actually meeting right now, and they're thinking about the possibility of becoming a satellite club, and we've opened our arms to them should they wish to do so. But we are also, as an alternative, we will be actively seeking and to set up a satellite club. We have a committee members, hold your hands up. Very good people. I was actually talking with Chuck the other day, and I think that if this group club doesn't come through and choose a satellite option, which is a very real possibility with us, we're actually going to state it right here by the end of September. We're going to try to have a satellite club. I think that's realistic, and that's my report.
when will we meet, Larry?
Hmm?
What's the meeting? plan?
Midnight on Wednesdays. No.
Thank you, Larry.
They set up their own bylaws. They have their own officers. They have a chair and a vice chair. We're gonna go straight with the RI protocol as to how to set up and establish a satellite club.
All right, we're in good hands. Larry, being a past district governor, has overseen this in other clubs. He's seen different people with different thoughts and it led through this. So we're in capable hands. We've got a great committee. So I'm very excited about how this will turn out. Thank you, Harrison. Let's just give Harrison a round of applause. He's thinking about us. Oh, go ahead, Larry.
Thing. As a courtesy to our treasurer, this is a volunteer position. It takes a lot of time. He was talking about auto pay. It's a very simple thing. If all of us did auto pay, it would make him the happiest person in Fayetteville. Is that not right?
And future treasurer.
And
future treasurers.
It's easy to do. Please, consider going with an auto pay.
You just have to figure out how to do it.
You double his pay.
We'll put that in upcoming weeks' agendas and we'll rehearse that with some visual aids in the future and we'll get there. Yes, sir.
I invited, got an ice cream social at the headquarters house. It's next Saturday, 3 to 5.
Okay, next Saturday, ice cream social, 3 to 5.
Fine, next, this coming or the one after that?
That's August 16th.
August 16th.
Yes.
Okay,
From 3 till 5.
Cog
3 till
hogs,
5.
3 to 4.
Cog hogs are 3 o'clock.
Cog Hogs at 3. Okay,
Where's it at?
it's at the headquarters house, right? That's just off the corner of Dixon Street and College. Across the parking lot from the courthouse. Okay. We're wrapping up, but I've got a couple of things I still want to do in this meeting. We've already identified Chatty Platt as taking the lead in our scholarship committee report. I'm glad I didn't make her come to this meeting today because I was going to and have her give a report, but we'll give her space in upcoming weeks to talk about that. And in service, okay, so who is my service projects committee chair? Or, okay, Jimmy, I don't know why that just slipped my mind. And who is your committee? You. Did you guys hear that? Jimmy is the chair and the entire committee, and service projects are, and she recruits people. Do you need a co-chair? She wants a co-chair. Opening the floor for nominations. Nominations, anybody? I know better than to ask for volunteers. Thank you. Kelly's going to help. Thank you, Kelly. We appreciate that. Service, I'm asking for more service activities, more projects. Start thinking and meeting and talking away from the Rotary Club meetings too about what you have in mind. Members, these are your contacts for ideas for service club, whether it's cleaning the trail or give me some ideas. Ronald McDonald House.
You had a slide over there.
Pickleball's a fundraiser, that's his fundraiser.
Does pickleball need its own committee? What's that? Yes.
Can it offer for us to go to St. James Pantry and do the food distribution? And I did that once and it was super rewarding. I think it'd be fun to get some people together and go do that together, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was. Well, that's one of the things that people do go and do.
And we're also talking,
We're
we're also talking, Monique, about something in the evening that will pretty much be Rotary, be something more like with our club. Of course, that'll become, that's dealing with, packing USDA bags. It's not concluded, that we're talking further about doing.
Our visibility in the public out there at these places doing these things are how we will identify, how we'll be known to our community as what Rotarians are. Been challenged by my own family, my own friends, as to what we do as a Rotary Club. So let's identify who we are and what we do through our service projects. Okay. See what else I have here, and then we'll get out of here. We've already talked about community service projects. Any member recognition in the community? Anybody make the news? No arrests? Come on, people. Anything? Nothing? We're at our time. We'll continue informing you and sharing our service projects and committee activities and we'll continue talking about the satellite club development. Thank you again, Harrison, for the finance update. Appreciate you guys being here. We are adjourned.
All right, guys, another great meeting. Next week, Chuck Barrett coming in, so should be lively sports talk. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.